Once again, you're watching PJ Collection Clothing Online Training. In this video, I'll quickly show us how to cut and sew an etibo. It is an outfit popularly used in the south part of Nigeria. So I'll be showing us how to do this. This you're seeing here is an etibo. This is also an etibo. What you're seeing here is also an etibo. This is also an etibo. Now, this is called dawn. We have the half dawn and the long dawn. The white you're seeing there is etibo. So I'll first of all show us how to sew the etibo inside. Then the outside, these are two separate attires. This is also etibo. The white you're seeing there is done. So I'll be showing us how to do this. Now, etibo comes with a single or a three stud. Remember, I'll be making, so the fabric I have here is pure cotton fabric. This is used in making, it's either plain or stripe. Now, I'll be working with 3 yards. I'm working with 3 yards of the fabric, 3 yards. Now, to begin with, these are the measurements. The chest is 44, the top length 40, the shoulder 20, the sleeve is 28, the round sleeve, the wrist point is 10, then the middle part is 14, the bicep, which is the upper part, is 15, then the neck 16, the armhole 21. We'll be fixing a bishop collar. It also comes with a cuff, sleeve placket, and also we'll be doing that. Remember, we said it's either you do it, you wear it with your trouser, your wrapper. Then the accessories to use is called stud and cufflinks. Okay, so now to begin with, you fold your fabric into two. Remember, we said we're working with 3 yards of fabric by 60, right? 3 yards of fabric by 60. I have two methods of cutting. I either cut the back and front together, or I cut just the front alone. So to begin with, you fold the fabric into two. Now let's start with, how do you know your folding is okay? Whenever you want to fold, divide your chest by 4 plus 2 inches. So the chest I have here is 44. So my folding is 14. So I'm very okay. So now you mark your straight line. You mark your straight line here. Let's start from this point. You mark your straight line. The neck is 16, right? The neck is 16. So for neck 16, I'm using 2 inches for the width. Take note, 2 inches for the width. We've already done the calculation. Then the depth, we are using 2.5. 2.5, right? So mark here, this is the depth. Remember, we are cutting the front alone. So we are marking this. Now, from this point, you now make a quick curve, a nice curve here. You make sure your curve is very round. If not, it will affect your cutting. Now, at this point, at this second line, you now put your shoulder measurement. Your shoulder measurement is 20. 20 divided by 2 gives you 10. 10.5, you add ½ inch for sewing allowance. So you connect these 2 points. Now you now connect this point to this point. Remember, I'm cutting just the front alone. We said you either cut both the back and front together. Alright, so now I have this right. Now the next thing we do is to take the armhole depth. Now to do the armhole depth, you divide your chest by 4, or your armhole by 2, or your shoulder measurement by 2. I use armhole measurement. My armhole here is 21. So 21 divided by 2 gives you 10.5. Remember, I'm cutting just the front alone. Assuming I have the back and front together, I'll just mark my 10.5 and cut, right? But since I'm cutting just the front alone, I'll use 7 inch. We'll still come back to this, 7 inch, right? So we'll mark. We'll see the confirmation of our armhole. Don't worry, we'll see confirm. So this is the armhole point or the chest point. So at this point, you put your chest measurement. Remember, the chest is 44. 44 divided by 4 is 11 inch, right? So I'm adding 1.5 inch to this. So now connect this point. So you connect with your armhole from that point to this point. You now connect, right? Connect with your armhole. Connect with your armhole, right? Okay, so the next thing we take is the top length. So we measure from here down to the end. The top length, the table is not long enough. The top length is 40. 40, you add extra 1 inch. The down will be round. the down will be round, so I'll just add 1 inch to curve the down, or we can use an extra fabric to sew. So we'll cut from here down. I don't want to shape this. If the person is having a flat tummy, you can shape this a little, coming in by 1 inch, then out again. That is if the tummy is flatter than the chest. But in a situation whereby the tummy and the chest are the same, or the tummy is bigger than the chest, just move from there down to the end. So this is the front part. Now let's go to the back part. Okay, so we've placed, so the back panel, this is the back. You now fold it into 2 again. Now there's one unique thing about etibo. The front can have a pleat, but in this case I don't want to put that pleat. You fold 2 inch. Maybe in another video I'll do that. Okay, they're done. Now the back part, another unique thing about etibo is the back. You fold 2 inches this way. You fold 2 inches and iron it straight down. Make sure you iron it neatly. Then you now sew that 2 inch down. Then you now open it and iron it in form of a pleat. But in this case I'm not doing that. That is one unique thing about the etibo. Fold it 2 inch at the back. Then you now iron it straight. Please take note. Now to cut the back, first step, I'll be cutting off this shoulder point. I'm cutting off this shoulder point down. As you can see, I've not done the front part cutting, right? So now I'll be moving this down by 4 inch. Take note. I'll be moving this down by 4 inch. Move this down. You can even use 4.5, you're safe. So confirm this. I've moved that down to see the difference here. So you have this, right? So now fold this on top of this. Take note. How do you know your folding is okay? 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, you're safe. All right, so just mark this, right? So mark either 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch. Then now fold this. Take note. Now fold this on top of this, right? So you now fold. Then you now